So hello and welcome to the third episode of A Game of Thrones Beginner's Guide. Last week we had some exciting news about House of the Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones first spin-off. We have a few set photos, we have a 16-second leaked video which I'm gonna show you at the end of this video, and like the previous episodes we're gonna talk about Game of Thrones. In this episode we're gonna talk about season 2 and then I'm gonna tell you a story about Tyrion Lannister and House Rain, which is a very exciting story. You'd better know it before you start season 3 because it helps you understand the story better. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, allow me to introduce myself to you. My name's Maysam and I'm a filmmaker at Tromaya Studio. So unlike the previous two episodes, I'm not gonna go into details that who these characters are since you probably already know them. I'm just gonna have a brief review of what happened in season 2 and then we will move on to the Lannister story and the consequences of that story. So let's get into it. Alright, at the beginning of this season, Joffrey ordered to kill all Robert Baratheon's bastards because those bastards might have more claim to the Iron Throne than Joffrey. So he killed them all except for one, Gendry, who's traveling north with Arya. Theon Greyjoy goes to Iron Islands to ask his father's help to aid Robb, but his father changes his mind and sends him to take Winterfell, which as we all know was a huge mistake. And Robb Stark in the other hand falls in love. What a bad period of time to fall in love, because you're fighting a war and you have to keep your brain concentrated on your plans, and you also promised that you'll marry one of Walder Frey daughters, so you gave them your word as a king. Does that mean nothing to you?
Because you gave us your word. Does that mean nothing?
Anyway, Arya becomes Tywin Lannister's cupbearer and a few things happens to Jon and the Night's Watch. And Daenerys also gets in trouble and has to deal with a few stuff, and at the end of the season we get to see the Battle of the Blackwater Bay, which, like I said, the 9th episode of each season is the most important episode of that season. And in episode 10, Daenerys' dragons learn how to kill a person with fire after Daenerys saw that weird illusion. Another thing that might have attracted your attention is Tyrion Lannister. Both the actor and the character are brilliant. In episode 3, Tyrion comes up with a genius plan to find out who's on his side and who's a traitor. I mean, what a genius plan. And the actor also, Peter Dinklage, kills it with his lovely performance.
What?
What?
What? Why are you staring at me?
Why am I here?
To help me plan the defense of King's Landing.
And one of these explains how to beat him.
An History of the Great Sieges of Westeros by Archmaster Sheveletesh.
Gvaltish. I'd swap all your books for a few good archers. My Lord Hound, Martha. I must compliment...
Ah, the great sieges of Westeros. Thrilling subject. Shame Archmaester Shevaelthon wasn't a better writer.
200 ships.
More than we have.
Yes, that's more than we have. He'll be at our gates within 5 days, 4 if he has the wind.
We'll rain fire down on them from above.
Rain fire on them from above. You're quoting Father, aren't you?
Why not? He has a good mind for strategy, doesn't he?
Call it tactics, not strategy. But yes, he does have a good mind for it. The best mind, some would say. Sadly, he's not here.
Okay, enough for season 2. Let's go to the Lannister story. So, in the past, Lannisters were the first house in the Seven Kingdoms, the most powerful house. And there was a house named House Rain, which was the second most powerful house in the Seven Kingdoms. And back then, Lord of Castle Rock was Tytos Lannister. He was Tywin Lannister's father, and he was a weak and kind man.
Did you know your father, my lord?
I did. I grew up with him. I watched him grow old. He loved us. He was a good man. But a weak man. A weak man who nearly destroyed our house and name.
So because Tytos Lannister was a weak man, House Lannister was also becoming weak, and House Rain starts a rebellion against them. Tywin Lannister, who was a young man back then, stands against House Rain and executes them all and destroys their castle, which was named Castamere. And there's a song about this named the Rains of Castamere, which the lyrics of that song refers to the incidents of this story. And this song was written by George R.R. Martin, the author of the books, and it was first mentioned in the books in chapter 19, volume 3, I think. Yeah, and it was brought to life by the composer of the show, Ramin Djawadi, and the lyrics goes like this. Okay, so due to copyright, I can't put any versions of Rains of Castamere in this video, so I have to sing it myself. And I will explain the lyrics as we go through. So if I remember it right, it goes like this. And who are you? The proud lord said that I must bow so low. Only a cat of a different coat, that's all the truth I know. In a coat of gold or a coat of red, a lion still has claws, and mine are long and sharp, my lord, as long and sharp as yours. So again, it refers to House Rain, which started a rebellion against House Lannister, and they became so proud. And the lyrics are also referring to House to their sigil. I mean, the Lannister sigil was a golden lion, and the Rain sigil was a red lion. And the lyrics also, it goes like, what was the rest? And so he spoke, and so he spoke, the Lord of Castamere, but now the rain whip o'er his hole, with no one there to hear. Yes, now the rains whip o'er his hole, and not a soul to hear. Which again refers to House Rain, because they became proud. House Lannister executed them all, and now their castle, which is Castamere, is abandoned, and there's no one left from that house. So as you saw, the lyrics of this song are like a message from House Lannister to their enemies. And in season 2, we heard it twice, and in season 3, we are gonna hear it even more. So I really recommend that you download this music and listen to it over and over before you start season 3, because in season 3, you're gonna hear it and you have to know that this is the Lannister's theme song. And as I said, this is like a message from House Lannister to other houses that if you stand against us, we're gonna destroy, we're gonna slaughter all of you. So like when they were singing this song before they go to the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
Lord of Castamere, but now the rains weep o'er his halls with no one there to hear. Yes, now the rains weep o'er his halls, and not a soul to hear. Good boys!
Where'd you learn the Lannister songs?
Drunk Lannisters.
Okay, so that's it for Reigns of Castamere. At the end, let's talk about House of the Dragon and the details we have by far from this TV show. So this TV show is about House Targaryen, and the incidents of this TV show happened 300 years before the incidents of the Game of Thrones. And in season 2, there's a scene that Arya and Tywin are talking about the incidents of the House of the Dragon.
Do you know what happened?
Dragons?
Yes. Dragons happened. Harren Hall was built to withstand an attack from the land. 1 million men could have marched on these walls, and 1 million men would have been repelled. But an attack from the air with dragon fire, Harren and all his sons roasted alive within these walls. Aegon Targaryen changed the rules. That's why every child alive still knows his name, 300 years after his death.
Aegon and his sisters.
Hmm?
It wasn't just Aegon riding his dragon. It was Rhaenys and Visenya too.
Correct. Student of history, are you?
Rhaenys rode Meraxes. Visenya rode Vhagar. Visenya Targaryen was a great warrior. She had a Valyrian steel sword she called Dark Sister.
And as I mentioned, the shooting of this TV show has started last week, so we have a few set photos, official set photos, and we have a 16 seconds leaked video. So this video is from Cornwall Beach, which is the location of House of the Dragon shooting, and all I know by far is the man in black is Matt Smith and the woman in red is Emma Darcy. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you had any question, you can comment down below. I'll try to answer you as soon as I can. And what else did I want to say? Nothing. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.